like I said, I'm doing radio now, and I've fallen in love with it. It's a passion of mine now, and I'm hoping it takes off. I hope, I don't plan on going anywhere for basketball. I plan on being the color commentator for the Streaks for years to come.
That's cool. Do you think you'll get to where you may do the play-by-play down the road?
I've a guy that some people are familiar with around the area, John Ring, just passed away. He was a broadcaster, 80s, 90s, worked for, like, what was the station? It used to be called WAG or
WAIK.
WAIK,
Yeah.
there it is. And he worked for there, and he would do play-by-play by himself. He had no color commentators. And I met him, and he passed away this past summer. And he was very influential on me, talking about doing play-by-play. And this is a guy that has done play-by-play for Cubs games, Cardinal games, big-time Cardinals fan. He's met the famous of the famous, Stan Musial, anybody you can name. He's met them. He knows them by heart, like good friends with them. And he tells me the goal should be for you to do play-by-play one day.
Yeah.
And I think about it, and I love doing the color because there's not as much pressure.
Yeah, way better.
I mean, you're play-by-play. I watch Brad. Like I said, Brad's incredible at what he does. And it's effortless for him.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking in my head, okay, so you got 10 guys on the court to start every game. And then each team brings in 3 to 4 or 5 main players off the bench. So you're talking 18 kids you got to know on each side of the ball. And then that's not counting the kids that don't play, that come in at the end of the game. And you still got to give them their recognition when they get it. And he's so effortless at it, and he knows the names, and that's my hardest thing. It's like
so sick.
I'm good at, Galesburg kids. Like, I know you guys. But then you go on the road.
To do the play-by-play, like Sean Temple
Yes.
does. Have you met Sean, by the way?
I know who he is.
Such a stud.
Yeah.
Like, I love the dude. I've worked with him for 10 and a half years, and, like, the dude is super impressive.
No,
dude.
it's
not only memorizing. It requires high skills.
Oh, you are
Read the
paying
game.
attention
Yeah,
to
you
say,
gotta pay
like,
attention.
Summers brings the ball up, passes Patterson on the wing.
The lingo, it's hard.
Oh,
you
my
know
God.
the right expression, the right words
right,
you're using.
at the right time, every time. And like I said, the color commentary job is easy. I just talk after the play.
Yeah.
There's
so many things, like, the Streaks are wearing the gold and black uniforms, like there's all the stuff that you point out, and you're painting this picture. It's an art.
And that's what I try to do. I try to paint a picture. I do the same thing every game. I try to describe the uniforms, what each team's wearing, and I try to describe the action on the court. Like what happened in this play when it's my turn to talk. Like he came off the left wing and finished with the left hand strong, and just little things. And like you said, it's painting a picture. You got to be a Picasso for everybody listening.
Right.
People need to imagine the image.
Yes.
Just by listening.
And they're only going to do that, but the better you paint that picture,
the better,
right?
Yep, the better you paint it. And like I said, Brad he's a Hall of Famer for a reason. He is so good at what he does. He's like I said, he's made it easy on me. I feel blessed to walk into the situation because not everybody's good at it.
Right.
I mean, there's guys out there. There's guys that do professional sports, and we all have them.
Right.
Announcers we can't stand listening to. You just don't
Joe
enjoy
Buck.
it. Yeah, Joe Buck. Joe Buck. And he's at the top of the list. Chip Carey's in that list somewhere. No, and I used to love Chip, but he traded. He's a trader. He's on the Cardinals now. So no, and that's, like I said, that's it. Painting the picture and letting everybody know this is what's going on out here.
Right. You think you could play-by-play a soccer match?
I tried one time with the radio, but I mean, not play-by-play. I was the commentator.
Oh, okay.
Even as a commentator, it's hard.
It is.
Right.
Because you don't know what word to say
and that's the
in
thing.
some situations.
When your brain freezes up.
Yeah.
Because it happens to everybody. Your brain will freeze up. It's happened to Brad. He's as good as it gets, but your brain does freeze up. Like you think about so many things you want to talk about, and then you forget a word. You're like, man, what's the word I want to use right now? And it happens to everybody. You know, it does.
It's hard.
When all else fails, just read a sponsor.
Yep. Just read a sponsor.
When all else fails, just give them their money makers in there.
Get the money maker in there.